Good morning. My name is Amy Blue, and as you can see, I dressed up for you to come out. This is kind of how I'll look every time that I do these mini lectures. I'm posting them through YouTube, and they're about 10 minutes each. Sometimes I'll have to post more than one in order to say everything that I want to say. Hopefully you won't get too upset with my long-windedness, but I enjoy talking quite a bit, and we'll talk to you just like you're sitting in the room with me, if that's okay with you. If this is not the best forum for me to get my message across, then I welcome any suggestions that you might want to make to me for other types of software or other programs, but so far YouTube has been kind of the best way. So let me begin by introducing our two textbooks. This morning I posted the syllabus on our Facebook page, and just in case you're wondering, the Facebook thing is kind of an experiment. I started teaching WGS300, which is the intro class that you probably have all taken, a couple of weeks ago using Facebook, and so far it's been pretty good. There are some glitches with like events walls and things like that, but I'll get to those as we go through the semester, and hopefully with the WGS 201 class, this class, and my other 302 class, we'll all be able to manage this and maybe work out a system, and then maybe I can even publish an article that talks about the way that we made Facebook work for us and sort of some of the benefits, some of the drawbacks as well. Anyway, without much more ado, I posted the syllabus online this morning. I use a website called Scribed to post the syllabi, to post a lot of articles and things like that. It's a free web hosting venue, so if you ever want to upload documents or whatever to share with other people, then you can post them there and people can access them at their leisure. So I posted the syllabus using Scribed, and I put a link up on our Facebook wall, which is how I'll share things with you. Typically, if I share things on Facebook, if they're important to our class or necessary for our class, like syllabi, or syllabus revisions or articles or things like that, then I'll be sure to send you an email using the Facebook function to tell everybody what's going on. I'll send out a few more emails using EKU email just to make sure that all of us are joined into the class and we're not all searching on Blackboard trying to find out what we're doing. So Facebook is what we're going to be doing. The syllabus is posted. The first two things that you'll notice on your syllabus is the name of the group, that our Facebook group, and then also our required materials. And so the first one is a book called Trauma and Recovery. It's by Judith Herman. This book is one of the best, actually probably the best, condensed volume about trauma that I've read out there. And the approach that we're going to be taking this semester is a psychological approach to psychological trauma. And this gets into a little bit about Freud in the beginning, but it moves way past Freud. As you'll see in Judith Herman's first couple of chapters, she actually argues that Freud maybe was onto the right track, but something actually happened to him that kind of restricted what he was able to say, or restricted the path that he was able to take. And so I hope that even if you're an anti-Freud person, you will still be able to get a lot out of this class, because it kind of reinvents Freud for a modern context. So without giving away too much of the book, because I think it's absolutely fantastic, I encourage you to go ahead and purchase Trauma and Recovery. Hopefully you've already got that since we're starting the readings this week, but I reduced the size of the readings for this week. So rather than reading the first 3 chapters or whatever, we'll be reading about the first 30 pages of this text for this week, so that those of you who weren't able to get the textbook on time, you won't have like 200 pages next week to read to make up. You'll have more like, oh, let me see, I've got it on the syllabus. I'm looking at my syllabus, that's what I'm doing, I'm looking down. You'll read pages 1 through 32 for this week, and then 33 through 74 for next week. So even if for some reason you're unable to have your book ready for this week, you'll only have 74 pages of makeup for next week. You'll see on your syllabus that you'll be reading between 100 and 150 pages a week. Most of the time, I try to keep the readings from Trauma and Recovery to about 30 to 50 pages. Alright, so you're not reading huge chunks of this heavier work. Most of the time you're actually reading larger selections from Dorothy Allison's Bastard Out of Carolina, which is the novel that will be accompanying our class. This is my copy from years and years and years ago. The copy that I ordered for you is a newer release, but if you find one in a library or a hardbound version or wherever you find it, that's fine. We're going by chapters and not by page numbers, so if you find older editions or a library copy that you just want to read, then that's fine too. So let me jump right into the syllabus. I'll be looking down onto the page of my computer screen. I'm recording myself with my webcam, so when you see me looking down, it's not because I don't like you and don't want to be your friend. It's because I'm looking onto the screen as I'm doing now. So I'm just going to start at the beginning of the syllabus and talk my way through it a little bit for the next 5 minutes or so, and then I'll run out of video time. YouTube makes a 10-minute limit. And so then I'll come back on here with another video of approximately 10 minutes in duration that will finish our discussion about the syllabus, the assignments, what we're going to be doing this semester, how we're going to be looking at trauma this semester, so that you'll be able to make an informed decision on whether or not you want to stay in the course, how much time you want to invest in the course, and things like that. Let me begin by saying that the last time I taught this course was in the summer of 2009 or the fall of 2009. Yeah, now I can't remember. It was one of those semesters in 2009. And we took a very specifically feminine or like woman-centered approach to psychological trauma. And the course was then called Women and Trauma. And so you'll probably see that in your, if you look on the syllabus or if you look on the course description or on the, EKU Direct website, you're going to see it called Women in Trauma, or you're going to see it called Women and Trauma, or something like that. The original concept of this course was called American Trauma Narratives, and we built this course up. When I say we, I mean me and Marta Miranda built this course up to include different types of trauma. And so this semester we're not just going to stay with childhood sexual abuse and rape and primarily woman-centered, like women as victim crimes, but we're going to look more at social crimes, social atrocities, terror, war crimes, being prisoners of war, being held captive, and I'm going to, hopefully with the help of Judith Herman's book, I'm going to be able to show how all of those different types of trauma have lots of things in common. And so there are sort of telltale signs, and then, which also means there are sort of kind of standardized ways that we can start to help these people and become more trauma aware as a culture ourselves. So that's a little bit to preface the class and why you're going to see 18 different titles for this course. At the beginning of our syllabus I have American Trauma Narratives, Men, Women, and Trauma, and then later on in the assignment description you'll see a different title, which was the very original title of this course. So that's what you see at the top of our syllabus. My name is Amy Blue. My email is blueamy@msu.edu. I am a professor at EKU, and I've been teaching at EKU since 2007. But I'm right now attending Michigan State University to receive my PhD in literature. So I am not available to you there in Richmond for you to talk to me, but I am available to you on Facebook, and I urge you to become my friend. I let it all go on Facebook and say whatever I want to, so you kind of get to know me a little bit more. And after this semester, if you still want to be my friend, we'll stay friends. Otherwise, I'll boot you off my list. And if you do friend me on Facebook, that'll give you the opportunity to make sure how much time I have left. Okay, that'll give you the opportunity to chat with me. You know, on Facebook you have that bottom right hand corner chat where you can just pop up and talk to whomever whenever. Well, when I'm on Facebook attending class or giving lectures or other things like that, I will keep my Facebook chat up. And so if you want to talk to me or ask me a question or engage me in conversation about what you're reading, or if you just want to have a good old-fashioned talk about just anything, I'm an ally to GLBTQ students, I'm an ally to sexually abused or raped and molested students, I'm an ally to adopted students. So any I might not have a lot of time to devote to kind of one-on-one talks of that nature, but I will make time for you if you need to talk to somebody. And the reason I preface our course with that kind of preface is because this class is definitely going to be one that stirs up some feelings in you. And not only, you don't have to be a traumatized person or have PTSD in order to be shaken up by what you read here. Our textbook will even argue that simply by reading other people's accounts of trauma and hearing their accounts of what's happened to them in their lives, you yourself can be traumatized vicariously through that act of listening and of witnessing, right? So as we go through this course, you're going to probably feel some things that you've never felt before, and this course allows for that. I love that we're doing it online and on Facebook because it's really going to allow you to explore how you're feeling. Wives or partners or brothers or sisters or parents of Iraq War veterans or veterans from even farther back like the Gulf or Vietnam, you're going to find a lot of this information almost like, yeah, duh, I've been dealing with this for years, but what I hope that gives to you is a little bit of affirmation as well, that the person who you love is not experiencing some crazy disposition or some debilitating disease. This is something that you can help them with and that you can be responsible for with them if you want to. So I'm running out of time on this one, and I haven't really even got started on the syllabus, so let me start a new video and I'll pick up where I just left off.